Okay, so first we're going to start with this rosemary water that I made. Usually when I make a steak or something like that, I save the rest of the rosemary and I leave it overnight. I don't like to boil it because I think it takes out the properties. So I did it last night and I'm going to strain it right now. And a little bit later, I'll go through like why rosemary is good for your hair. I also put the rosemary water inside of a spray bottle and use it throughout the week. And I leave it in the refrigerator, and yeah, don't go longer than a week because it starts to stain. So let's get started with my new henna mask recipe for hair. I'm starting off with this henna that I got from the India Sweet and Spices store in LA. And when you're doing a henna mask, you want to make sure that you make your henna without using any metal. So I use a glass bowl and a plastic spoon because I think it does something, the metals does something to like mess up the contents of the henna. I like to use apple cider vinegar in my henna mask because the bubbles and the acidity like helps with the texture that I'm looking for. It also helps balance your pH in your hair, and it's good for clarifying the scalp and removing buildup and excess oils and things like that. The texture that I'm looking for is very thick, but it's creamy and it will coat my hair very, very well. So I'm adding in the rosemary water to get that consistency and get those benefits from the rosemary. So lastly, I'm adding a few pumps of my conditioner to the mixture because I want that creamy consistency and I want it to be able to coat my hair very smoothly. Sometimes henna can be drying a little bit, which is why the lady at the Indian store told me to not just do henna and water, like add coconut oil or add coconut milk or whatever kind of, other things other than just the henna, because the henna can be drying a little bit. So we want this to be more on the deep conditioning side of the game. And this conditioner has the Jamaican black castor oil, has the coconut oil and the shea butter, so I don't have to add them separately. It comes like this, and then we get the consistency that we want to. It's smooth, it's creamy. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And I'm just gonna keep mixing because it's just so delicious to look at. Well, not delicious to want to eat it, but we know what the mask is for, and it's delicious for my hair. So here's the thing about henna, like you can't just make it that day. You have to make it like the day before so it can oxidize, or I think that's the term. So I'm going to leave it overnight, but then I decided to put it in the sun to bring out those henna flavors so that the henna penetrates deep into the hair shaft and the scalp and make your hair glorious. So I let the henna cook during the day, and then at night I put it in the refrigerator, and this is the consistency and the color that I want. That henna is like liquidy, and it's like pudding. It's just so thick. It looks so creamy. It is glorious. I know I keep saying glorious, but it is. You have to wear gloves. Henna is very much like it's a hair dye as well, which I forgot about, and we'll get to that later. But you don't want your hands to be like orangey, yellowy mess. So gloves. Now I'm going to take the rose water, and my hair is only like day 2, so it's still clean enough. It's never, I don't have buildup or anything like that. But even if I did, the ACV is there to help with that. But I'm going to be using conditioner because I still need to comb through my hair so that it's detangled and everything like that. And then we're going to add the henna to my hair and scalp. Now we're going to get into why are we doing this in the first place? Why is henna good for your hair? What henna does is it penetrates the hair cuticle and it fills in any gaps or holes or whatever kind of damage. If you have heat damage, if you have bleach damage or anything like that, it fills in those hair cuticles to help strengthen your hair and retain your length. So it kind of acts like a protein treatment a little bit. It's also good for your scalp. It improves your scalp's health, which can help curb hair fall and prevent thinning. And now we have time to talk about the benefits of rosemary water. So rosemary water stimulates the blood flow to the scalp, which can help promote hair growth, and it's often compared to minoxidil. That is the aka Rogaine, which is scientifically proven to help grow your hair, and I have used minoxidil and it absolutely 100% works. So now we're going to bake this henna into my hair for at least 2 hours. This is not an hour treatment, at least 2 hours. The longer the better inside these processing caps, or if you have a plastic wrap or a plastic bag, you just want to keep that greenhouse treatment because you don't want to just walk around with henna in your hair. It's going to dry out and your hair is not going to come out moisturized. So we're going to do that and and then we're going to rinse the henna out after 3 hours. I did 3, and it was making such a mess in my shower. I just decided to let me just do this on my own. And then now we're back to the filming process for you guys. So I'm going in with my Jamaican black castor oil shampoo. I love this. Is my go-to line, like for real. And I'm gonna tell you where to get it, because they try to overprice you at the stores or whatnot, but we'll talk about that later. So typically I would wait a day before I wash the henna out of my hair, but for the sake of the video, you know, you just want to get that out the way. So for washing my hair, I'm just doing 1 round, and it's a very moisturizing shampoo, which is exactly what I need after this treatment. And for a little extra deep conditioning moment, I'm using the Strengthen and Restore treatment mask, and I'm just going to use it just for the duration of my shower. It's not going to be no 30-minute thing. It's just like 5 or 10 minutes just to get the moisture in my hair. I love the moisture. Okay, so remember when I told you that henna is also a hair dye? Lucille Ball swore by her henna rinses. I'm at war with the grays at 40 years old, and I forgot that henna is also a hair dye. So the grays that are in my hair are now like bright orange, and they make me look bald headed, and I can't even take it. I can't even believe it. I completely forgot about this part. But don't worry, kids, we are going to fix this later. So now I'm going to do a protective style, because the whole reason why I'm doing this treatment is to get some more length to my hair. So I'm going to be using the Strengthen and Restore leave-in conditioner. Another one of my favorites. Shea Moisture, you need to sponsor me. I've been using your products for 30 years, and I need the stuff. Anyway, so then I'm using the Flexi gel, and I'm just going to twist the hair. Nothing big, just a low manipulation style. What is it called? There's another term, like tension free or something like that. We don't want anything pulling out my edges, because I already look bald headed from this orange hair. We don't want to make it any worse. And I can wear this style for a few days. I can do little touch-ups, and we're good to go. So I let about a week go by before I wanted to do my Baijin treatment. It is my go-to hair coloring treatment. I don't like to use the box hair dyes. I like to use a more natural hair dye. So I'm going to be putting the Vaseline around my edges to prevent the Baijin from staining my skin. And I don't know if the girlies still use Baijin or not or whatever, but I feel like, I'm not even gonna hold you up, I've been using this for at least 20 years or something like that. So I feel like since they went to the plastic bottle, it used to be a glass, I feel like their formula changed. It doesn't hit the same as it used to, but it's still better than the box dye. So I'm just going to spread this throughout my scalp, and I'm trying to be very careful around the edges, because I don't want black clunky hair dye and it's going to look crazy. So I'm just trying to be very careful, and I'm going to remedy that in a minute anyway. So now that I have the Baijin all throughout my hair, I'm going to focus on these edges, and I'm going to use the eyebrow thing. I forgot the spoolie, what it's called, and I'm just going to use it on my edges to make it look natural. And then I'm going to add some Baijin to the eyebrows. We're going to tint the brows, y'all, because I have a little bit left. Why not? I've done it before. It lasts a couple of days, but you know, you're washing your face every day. It kind of wears out a little bit, but it's good for now. I have it, so why not do it? It's actually really hard to like try to do this into the camera. So I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking in the camera, trying to make sure I get the right angles for you guys. But altogether, this whole process took probably about 25 to 30 minutes. And now that I'm all done and clean, and my eyebrows are a little tinted a little bit, I don't have to use any liner, which I don't really use anyway. But anywho, we're gonna do this mask. My face was feeling kind of dry, so it's like, why not use this? I forgot what it's called. I'll put it in the description, of course. And you're gonna leave the mask on for 10 minutes, and then, you're gonna towel wipe it off so it's not so thick, and you can use it as a moisturizer after the mask. And this is such a good moisturizing mask by Origins. It's called Drink Up, I remember now. It's so good. I just keep forgetting to add it into my skincare rotation, and we can't do anything without Carmex. So there. So now we're going to get the final results. Now I don't look bald headed, but I will say the Baijin does have that, the color tint kind of just colors does the scalp too a little bit, like the guys do on the video. So you kind of look like it's a little bit thick, but it's just the Baijin, and it'll wear out as you wash and, you know, do things to your hair. And we are going to wash and go with it today. I'm using my leave-in conditioner, my Jamaican black castor oil shea moisture leave-in conditioner, and I got to make sure to get the edges so that all of my hair is moisturized. I'm going to rake in the rest of that product, and I'm going to let this air dry. I'm going to put some gel on afterwards, the Eco Styler rosemary and mint gel, so that it elongates my curls. And I'm going to wrap up this video because that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye.